cheating? Look it up in the dictionary. Basically, it's a dishonesty or deception. And we're not deceiving ourselves or being dishonest. We know that when we're eating these junk food treats, it's out of bounds for us on carnivore and it's not healthy. So here's my take on it. If you want to make it a negative, maybe consider it sabotage. Why are you sabotaging yourself? Otherwise, you're just having a treat. You've been doing this your whole life, eating this way. It's not a new thing. I think what we have to do is just ignore these words and just turn it into a learning experience and quit making such a big deal about I cheated. So you can.
This guy means well, I'm sure. And we all have our own approach to this. And thanks to Eric, my buddy in Colorado, for sending me this video. Wanted to get my 2 cents on it. It goes on for a while like that. Y'all can go and watch it if you want. But here's my take. Here's my thing. In working with so many people and having so many conversations over the last year and a half, 2 years, and battling myself over the last 2.5, 3 years to get myself where I am, for me, words matter. For me, being honest matters. For me, not sugarcoating anything matters. For me, running into a burning building head on, and which was my life, which was my body, which was my health, which was my mental faculties, my sanity, was a burning building, and I had to run into it. I had to admit that it was on fire, and I had to get in there and do everything I could to put it out. Anything less than that for me, any games I might have played in my mind would have sugar-coated, would have kind of glossed over the importance way down at the bottom. The embers that remain hot, that can always turn into a fire again, had to be extinguished. And if I wasn't careful, because I was worried about how it made myself feel, or that I didn't go after it strong enough, then those fires, those embers were going to turn into fires and ultimately start up again and burn my life down. That was my fear. So he means well, I'm sure, and he could be right. And y'all can decide for yourselves which way you want to do it. But this kind of language, this kind of sugarcoating, for me, it's cheating. Call it what you want. Call it whatever it is, but hold yourself accountable. It's not okay. If you're 400 pounds and you are on a journey and you stop mid-journey and you cheat, and your cheat on a Friday night is going to turn into a Saturday cheat, and because you cheated on Saturday, it's going to turn into a weekend cheat, and pretty soon you are 20 pounds up, or you're off your diet, which we have all seen happen millions and millions and millions of times over and over and over again. The stories are legion. Perhaps we look at why is it that so many people fail. The diet type that they go on, they pick something up for themselves that's too strong or that's too disciplined. Okay, maybe it's not for you. Maybe the carnivore diet to begin with isn't one you should do, but you can't put together a program that you're going to cheat on, that you're going to fail at. Put one together that you can succeed and hold yourself accountable to, because you are changing your lives. If words matter to you so much so that they're going to impact the way that you react on your journey to try and take your life back, you've already failed. It's already difficult. You better get your mind around that. You better understand how hard this is, and then attack it, hammer it. How many people go and at the beginning of the year are going to order Weight Watchers and all this other stuff that gets delivered to them, and there's calories in a box, only it's half as much as you would normally eat, and it's food portions and all of these things that any of us could do ourselves, but we're so desperate to try to get into shape that we're or try to change our lives and lose weight that we're reaching out to people to help us to do the very things that we can do ourselves, only to fail. And how do we know these fail? You don't see these companies going out of business anytime soon. That's how we're not going to fail, right? The epidemic of obesity continues to become more and more, bigger and bigger, and the more that we ignore it, or the more that we put it off, or the more that we make excuses for it, or the more that we exaggerate the reasons why that we are going through it, the worse it's going to become. So for me, I appreciate this person and their opinion. I do. I want to give mine. And mine is, it's cheating. It's whatever you want to call it. Just understand that it's not okay. You can't break that diet. You need the discipline. I started 300 pounds plus. I wasn't going to touch anything until I got 235. At 216, I had some sugar. I do not have a sugar addiction any longer. You say, well, Jerry, good for you. You're able to do it. Yeah, it took me 2 times. I failed 2 times. I was successful on the third time, but I kept going and I kept at it. And the way I was successful was I admitted my problem. I treated it like a disease. I treated it like an addiction, I should say. And I chased it as hard as I could. And in the early days, it was ugly. And as time went on, it got easier. but sugarcoating it in my head to make excuses for behavior that I knew was going to set me back, that it was a gateway. A cheat is a gateway to going back to where you were, to offsetting your gains, to changing that mindset that is so critical. See, this whole thing is about mindset. Losing weight, getting in shape, being healthy, finding success in anything, it's all about mindset. The physical part is easy. It is. The eating the food is easy. It is. Beating this, that's the tough part. That's the part y'all got to work on. So call it cheating, call it what you want. I'm going to call it the worst thing I can think of because I'm holding myself accountable at a standard and a level commensurate with what I'm trying to do, which is a monumental change in your life. We're all getting fatter. We're all getting fatter. We're all getting more obese. We're all dying. Let's try to slow that down. We can't do that by sugarcoating it, people. And that's what this feels like to me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, follow, and please share the podcast if you will. Opportunities are everywhere. You got to go get them. You know what to do. Go for a walk.